Hey, today we've got news about the free alpha armor. We'll also talk about Arrowwood's co-developers, discuss the updated Steam DB files. I'll bring up an interesting concept design that an Arrowwood developer responded to, and there's so much more I'll be going over. If you would like to support the channel, then consider tapping the like button below, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on the daily news. Starting off, if you've seen my previous video, the developers announced at the time they're dropping the Killzone 2 armors for everyone who wasn't able to pick it up last month. Sadly, the Arrowwood team mentioned that the Alpha Commander armor situation was still being looked into. Well, that was yesterday. Now today we have great news about it. The Alpha Commander armor has officially dropped for everyone on PlayStation. If you're on Steam, you most likely already claimed the reward on the Helldivers 2 Steam page, so this doesn't really apply to those who have it on Steam. Anyways, you can see the proof right here. It popped up in my Super Destroyer this morning, and the Arrowwood team revealed this message on their official Discord. Stay calm, everyone, it's happening. The TR-117 armor is being deployed to a Super Destroyer near you. Yep, that's right. The Alpha Commander armor will pop up right as you arrive in your Super Destroyer. If it hasn't for whatever reason, then I suggest you head over to the Arrowwood Zendesk site, aka their support site, submit a ticket, and let them know exactly what's going on. But as far as I know, I haven't seen any issues with it. All in all, again, it should be available right now, and you can equip it as soon as the armor pops up. Also, the Killzone 2 rewards should have already arrived in your Super Destroyer from yesterday. If you haven't logged in just yet, then I highly suggest you do it now, so you can claim those sweet rewards. Now let's switch topics and discuss Arrowwood's co-developers for Helldivers 2. We know from yesterday's video that the developers updated the Steam DB files, including a brand new branch called Disco Garage. At the time of creating the video, I didn't have a clue as to what the Disco Garage branch was all about until recently. On the Glitch Unlimited Discord, a member called Brass Nomad had dropped a URL for LinkedIn. We can tell that the link takes us directly to Disco Garage LinkedIn page. The page is quite interesting, and I think you're all going to enjoy this piece of information. First, we'll check out the bio for Disco Garage. They wrote this: based in Stockholm at Disco Garage Games, we blend a grizzled and honed approach to game development with an honest love for grunt work. We have simple goals: make good games because we can, and it's what we love doing, and because that's what players want. And run a successful, fun, and sensible studio because that's what developers deserve. This is exactly what gaming studios should be like. Just create fun games and listen to the player base, as well as create a fun environment for the developers. With that being said, sure, they're based in Stockholm, just like Arrowwood is based in Stockholm as well, so where's the connection? How do we know that Disco Garage is indeed helping Arrowwood with Helldivers 2? If we check out one of their posts at the bottom of the page, we can see right here Disco Garage wrote, "Sweet Liberty, Disco Garage Games announces Helldivers 2 collaboration with Arrowwood Game Studios. We are proud to announce that we have joined up with Arrowwood Game Studios to work on Helldivers 2 as an in-house co-dev studio. When Arrowwood Game Studios first realized they were overrun by the tyranny of overwhelming success, they opened their stratagem menu to call in their old friends for reinforcement. And when democracy calls, we answer. Disco Garage Games is a studio of senior game developers with experience from many games and studios, including making the core gameplay and combat mechanics of Vermintide and Darktide games, and the vehicle design of Just Cause 2 and Mad Max. For Helldivers 2 Omens of Tyranny, we have worked alongside Arrowwood Game Studios to bring the Volus Hordes and the FRV vehicle to players. We hope they will bring joy and chaos. Disco Garage Games." Interesting, right? It looks like the Disco Garage devs helped Arrowwood implement the fast recon vehicle into Helldivers 2. I'm sure they're going to assist with more vehicles in the future, considering they mentioned that they have experience with vehicle designs. They brought up Just Cause 2 and Mad Max, which, by the way, if you haven't played Mad Max, you absolutely should. Nonetheless, Disco Garage has already been a huge help for Arrowwood, not only with the fast recon vehicle, but they also help introduce the Volus Hordes. I can't wait to see what both of the Arrowwood team and the Disco Garage team do in the future. It's going to be absolutely bonkers. Speaking of developers, the design developer at Arrowwood Game Studios replied to a recent Reddit post about an amazing concept design that a player named Uxie is my username had created and posted. What we should do first is take a look at the concept, then we'll check out the developer's response to it. Before we do that, I had to reach out to Uxie is my username for permission to post this right here. So shout out to you for allowing me to talk about it. That aside, the concept is to approach and attack the automaton fort. The only way inside would be to destroy the generators or use a hell bomb to blow it up. Once we've done that, we would go inside this huge fort that's big enough to not restrict our movement. The next part is a great idea. There would be a laser grid door only accessible by high command automatons. At this point, we'd fight off elite troopers that are constructed from the fabricators within the fort. In order to send down stratagems, we must open up the large hatch located at the top by using a terminal nearby. There are also 2 terminals in each storage room that give you 2 unique keys as well as samples you can pick up. But there's an elite devastator you must defeat first before inserting these unique keys. The devastator is not just an ordinary one, it will be a modified one with 2 large machine guns attached. We'll defeat the elite devastator to open up the hatch at the top, where we would then call down an attachable Hellbomb C4 to the generators. There would be a 30-second countdown, and all Helldivers must immediately exit the fort before it blows up. Overall, this is a stellar concept design, and it definitely should be a mission. Anyway, the design developer at Airwood saw this post and said, hell yeah. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to see this in game, but I'm sure the developers are going to talk about this and discuss it with each other. So, what are your thoughts about this? Would you like to see a mission type like this? Let me know your overall thoughts about it. Alright, so that concept idea smells like sweet liberty, but you know what? You just might end up smelling sweet liberty from your own room. Yep, so what we have next is a topic about PlayStation. Specifically, their new idea on introducing a device that allows you to smell in-game scents. I've seen something like this in the past. I believe it was a device you could use on PC only, yet don't quote me on that, I honestly cannot remember. Anyhow, Sony posted this and wrote, "Ever wondered what zombies smell like? At CES 2025, we created an experience that brought to life the sights, sound, and smells of The Last of Us. Enter at your own risk." This, as of right now, is a proof of concept. It doesn't mean we're going to be able to smell exactly what a Bile Titan would smell like, but dear God, I bet it's awful. Probably like a rotten carcass stuffed into a garbage bin. In any case, we're not going to be able to purchase it, but it's a crazy idea that I actually like a lot. Now on Sony.com, they had this to say towards the very bottom. Immersive location-based entertainment concept based on The Last of Us. Sony is exploring ways to expand the value of content IP by developing a proof of concept for location-based entertainment with various technologies such as video, audio, and haptics to provide creators with new avenues for expression. At the booth, the future immersive entertainment concept features the suspenseful action-adventure game The Last of Us, with high-definition video, 3D sound, and olfactory technology. What I'd like to see is a concept for Helldivers 2 where you can see and smell everything that's possible in the game. Can you imagine smelling oil from an automaton? I for sure can, and I'd like to see this for Helldivers 2. It would be an amazing immersive experience, but enough with what I think. How do you feel about this? Also, side note, I just want to throw this in the video since we're talking about The Last of Us essentially. Right here, PlayStation posted this and said, "The Last of Us Part 2 Remaster coming to PC on April 3rd. Now, if you've played this before on PlayStation like I have, you might purchase it again. I know, not a lot of people are fans of it because of certain stuff, but I don't care. I actually enjoyed this game a lot, man. It's action-filled. You got a lot of different immersive experiences, at least in my opinion. I mean, when you're crafting the bench and then somebody comes behind you and reaches for you, it's all crazy. It truly is. If you didn't know about that, then there you go. Last but not least, yesterday I revealed that we had completed the latest major order, and I also stated that there was an icon available above the planets. Turns out that's incorrect, and it popped up a few hours later for me. We know that the briefing message said that citizens are taking the fight into their own hands by setting up cameras. However, it turns out that the Ministry of Truth is actually analyzing civilians. There's now this icon above Mastia that says, "The Ministry of Truth analyzes civilians' activity, speech, data, DNA, RNA, and neural topology." This should, in theory, help with any sort of Illuminate threat. The second a civilian starts talking all squid-like, the Ministry of Truth will send someone to their doorsteps to turn them into Swiss cheese by putting holes through their squid-controlled mind. Also, the Termites are trying to expand their territory by attacking Tarek. The Illuminate, on the other hand, are doing the usual, attacking civilian homes in certain sectors. But the automatons could very well expand their territory next if given the chance. We don't have a major order just yet, but I'll make sure to update you all once High Command sends it out. Okay, I'd like to grab your attention for a few seconds. Usually I talk about your recommended loadouts on the channel just to feature you and just to give you a shout out. I might be taking a break from that to introduce a new way to feature you guys on the channel, but let me know if you enjoy it when I go over the loadouts or not. I'll probably continue doing them if you guys enjoy it. Alright, that said, this is your Helldivers 2 news. We're now going to cover the top 3 comments. If you guys would like to be featured on the channel, just comment down below and you might just be selected. The first top comment is from the Trout Hammer. You said, "Am I the only one who has noticed the red blinking eyes behind the roots on swamp planets? I wonder what's hiding under those trees." Yeah, absolutely, I have noticed it as well, but I don't know what's underneath there. Maybe it's an Illuminate. I know that sounds way far off, but I know there's a leak a while ago where there's like this small Illuminate, and I don't know, I'm just throwing out random ideas. I have no clue what it is. The second top comment is from FunkyFish7153. You said, "I hope they add a free black and yellow pattern for each of the customization system that just the signature Helldiver pattern. I want to see it more often." This is a great idea, and I know you mentioned, make it available for free, but if they did do this, right, and they made it a shop item, I wouldn't be upset. I truly wouldn't be, and, well, especially if it's cheap, right? It's not like an expensive super credit item or anything like the Killzone 2 set. That would be ridiculous. The last and final comment right here is from the Drumple. You said they should make a Helldivers movie from the perspective of Seif. The Helldivers should be the comical relief and utter useful idiots, while the Seif army is serious with low-tier gear on Malevolent Creek. With this comment, I'm surprised I didn't give it a heart, but yeah, absolutely, that would be great. I don't mind a serious one or a comical one, either one sounds great. Those right there are the top 3 comments. What I'd like to say before I end the video is to my viewers in California, hopefully you all are staying safe out there. It's heartbreaking to see everything essentially burnt up. Hope your families are doing well. If you lost any loved ones, my prayers go out to you guys. And may your family get through this. Just stay strong out there. But besides that, hope you have enjoyed the video. Please tap the like button below if you have. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.